What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Happy Star Wars Day and May the 4th be with you. I am so excited to show you guys my updated 2025 Star Wars collection tour. This is an annual video that we like to do every single year because Star Wars is one of my most biggest passions. And I'm actually wearing our exclusive Slapshotpops 2025 t-shirt. It reads, "Collections are built on hope." And a lot of you guys, as you venture further into this video, you will probably realize that I am lucky enough to own some very rare pieces, some very unique figures, ones that you don't come across every day. And that collection that I am so lucky to have, and what I'm about to show you, is a collection that I've built up on hope. And that is why it is this year's Slapshotpops 2025 Star Wars slogan, in conjunction, of course, based off of Andor Season 2 and the whole rebellion theme that we are getting to relive a little bit right now through the content on Disney+. I also want to take a minute and reflect for you guys, if you are a diehard collector, a Star Wars fan, or even a fan of any genre or fandom, you probably have hope to get some sort of collection one day. Maybe some pieces that you don't have yet, maybe some big grails that you're saving for, and that's why I want to encourage you guys to don't lose that hope. Maintain that passion for collecting, keep up the positivity, and eventually you will get the collection of your dreams. If I can do it, anybody can do it. So without further ado, let's begin this year's 2025 Star Wars collection tour. Now, the last year has been quite a journey for Joanna and myself, as we actually moved 3 times in the year 2024, but we were lucky enough to find a house in our budget, and I'm actually standing here in our brand new, now completed Funko studio. And I will, of course, be doing a full collection tour in the very near future, but today we are just going to be focusing on my Star Wars collection. And I can't tell you guys how much joy and pleasure it brings me to finally see all of my Star Wars pops and sodas out of their boxes and bins and all the storage buckets we had to use over the past year and a half that they were living in. But now we finally get to enjoy the full collection on display, hopefully forever. So we're going to start off here with Billy Bookcase number 1, which actually features my blue box collection. And it's going to be very interesting because over the next 2 years, I'm really going to be trying to complete this collection. So we're going to start off right here. Actually, we'll start off at the top with the sodas. I've got the Chase Greedo, Chase Princess Leia. This is actually a custom Luke Skywalker Stormtrooper soda that was a gift from my good friend Magma. We've got the common Luke Skywalker, Chase Luke Skywalker where he's missing his hand, the common Darth Maul, holographic glow Darth Maul. This is the Chase glow-in-the-dark Darth Vader, and then we have the Obi-Wan and holographic Obi-Wan Chase. I do have more sodas. They're in a bin somewhere in the garage, and I still have to find my Darth Vader 3-liter and Wampa 3-liter. They're somewhere in the garage, so technically not a complete soda collection, but here we go. Starting off with large font Darth Vader number 1, which was actually gifted to me 2 nights ago during one of our Star Wars Whatnot auctions here in 2025. Still can't believe that happened. So Jason, thank you so much. We now have large font Vader in the collection. Moving on down here, we've got the large font Han Solo. Some of these large font blue box pops are so tough to get. Moving over, we've got the Walgreens exclusive prototype White Armor Boba Fett. Love that one. Then we've got Princess Leia here. Moving on over, we've got the large font blue box Darth Maul. Then we have the large font Boba Fett, large font Obi-Wan Kenobi. So when you guys hear me say the words large font, it means the larger lettering. That means it was the first print of the blue boxes instead of the smaller print, which was actually the second printing or future releases. So the large font blue box pops are very expensive because they're very limited and they're very tough to find in good condition. Next up, we've got the Jedi Luke Skywalker. Here's one of my personal favorites. I actually got it from a friend who pulled it in a mystery box, so shout out to Jonathan. Got the large font Gamorrean Guard. Down here, we've got the Chrome San Diego Comic-Con official sticker C-3PO. Such a beautiful piece. And then over here, we have arguably 2 of the best pops in the entire Star Wars line, both limited to 1,000 pieces from 2011. Emerald City Comic-Con, the Han Solo Stormtrooper and the Luke Skywalker Stormtrooper. They both go for about $1,000 each, which is crazy. I was lucky enough to get the pair for far much less than that. Here we go. Next up, we've got the X-Wing pilot Luke Skywalker. Here's another big one. We've got the blue box Slave Leia. This is a little bit of a controversial pop now because Disney has outlawed the use of the term slave. So they're not referring to Boba Fett's starship as the Slave One anymore. It's just the fire spray or the starship. And then they're not going to be calling Leia in this form Slave Leia anymore. I've seen them use the term Hut Slayer Leia and all kinds of other very creative terms, but no longer going to be using the word slave. So I think that has had to do with, a lot of the reason why this pop in particular has skyrocketed in value and is very tough to get. Right here, we have the blue box Jawa. Can't go wrong with the Jawas. Oh, and by the way, I do have pops behind. So what I'm going to do for the tour, like I normally do, is I'm going to show you guys the first layer of pops and then pull back the first layer, put them on the floor, and show you guys the second layer. Here we go. We got the blue box Tusken Raider. That was a really tough one to find, believe it or not. It doesn't have a super high value, but it was just a really, really tough one to find. Next up, we have one of my personal favorites. I actually bought this for myself as a birthday present several years back. We have the 480-piece San Diego Comic-Con 2012 Phase 2 501st Clone Trooper. Such a good one. And then down here, we have the original blue box Phase 2 Clone Trooper. Another very tough one to come across. Right here, we have Admiral Akbar. It's a trap! Don't fall for these blue box pops because you'll want them all. Then we've got the Fugitive Toys exclusive Flocked Wicket. Right here, we have another very tough one to get, which I should actually upgrade to an armor because she's going for quite a bit these days. We got the Queen Amidala, and she's actually heavily faked too, which is a real bummer. So you got to watch out for fakes with this one. Then we have Landau Calrissian, as well as one of my out-of-box rides. We got Chewie and the AT-ST. Love that one. All right, moving on down to the middle shelf here. This is where I like to display a lot of my pop rides out of box, which you guys will see throughout the tour. Starting off with Han Solo on the Tauntaun, the Slave One with Boba Fett. That was a New York Comic-Con exclusive from 2017. Then we have the Walmart exclusive Luke Skywalker in his Red 5 X-Wing. Another very tough one to find. Then we have the Chase Luke Skywalker on the Speeder from Endor. And then we have Obi-Wan Kenobi in his Jedi Starfighter from the Clone Wars. Such a great one. Moving on down to the next shelf, we have another big grail. And what I like to do for the blue box pops is I try to put them in number order now so I can see which ones I'm missing. So here is the 480-piece 2013 San Diego Comic-Con Droids Boba Fett. Another one that's just ridiculously expensive now. Then we have the Dallas Comic-Con glow-in-the-dark holographic Darth Vader. Another one that's heavily faked. I actually have a video up on the channel with a real versus a fake one to give you guys tips and pointers on what to look for when it comes for a fake one. Right here we have the white face Emperor Palpatine. There's two versions. I just have the one version. I don't need both in the collection. I'm not like a variant diehard collector, so I have that one. I am a sticker variant collector. I have to get the Toy Wars glow-in-the-dark holographic Emperor at some point. Right here we have the Celebration sticker R2Q5. Love that. This is one of my personal favorites, the Celebration sticker 2015 Shock Trooper. Such a great clone trooper variant. Wish they would make more clones. We've got the Celebration sticker Unmasked Vader. This one has skyrocketed in value as well because this is the first to market exclusive. Very, very tough to find. I think it's like a $600 pop now. Then we have the R2-R9 Star Wars Celebration exclusive. Great one right there. Obi-Wan Kenobi's droid. You can actually see him in the Starfighter right there. Then we have the Celebration sticker E3PO. Great chrome droid as well. The TIE Fighter pilot. This has gone up quite a bit as well. 2015 New York Comic-Con right there. Then we got the classic Walgreens Snow Trooper. Can't go wrong with that one. And then another big grail down here, the Bouche Unmasked Princess Leia with the thermal detonator from 2015 San Diego Comic-Con. And now moving on to the bottom shelf where we have exited the blue boxes and now entered into my Rogue One set. We have young Jyn Erso, Saw Gerrera with the New York Comic-Con 2017 sticker, the Imperial Death Trooper Sniper, and then down here we have your standard Imperial Death Trooper. Love those. We got so many good trooper variants from Rogue One, as well as the Combat Assault Tank Trooper with the con sticker from 2017. The Scarif Stormtrooper, aka the Shore Troopers. Love these guys so much. That's a Walgreens exclusive. Then we have the Funko Shop exclusive Mud Trooper. Now moving into some of my solo pops. Con Sticker 2018 Imperial Patrol Trooper. Now moving into some Obi-Wan Kenobi series pops. We've got Ned B, as well as young Leia with Lola with the Con Sticker. That was actually a gift from my very good friend Matthew. So shout out to him. Thank you so much again, Matthew. That was so generous of you to send that over. Then we've got the Flocked Chrysanthemum from 2022 San Diego Comic-Con. That's the shared sticker. I need to upgrade to the Con Sticker one of these days. And then we have another great one. This is a beautiful gift. It's kind of a shame that it's on the bottom shelf. I really should figure out a way to move it up, but I'm trying to keep my pops together by like movie and theme and different parts of the Star Wars timeline. Here is a signed Fennec Shan. Featured it several times on the channel. Another big gift that I'm so grateful for to this day. It's actually got a beautiful quote on it. It's okay to break the rules sometimes. And it truly is. Signed by Fennec Shan herself, Ming-Na Wen. So another beautiful autograph in the collection, of which I'm actually lucky enough to own several. Just jumping in here mid-video, if you guys are enjoying my 2025 Star Wars Funko collection tour, make sure to do me a favor and smash that thumbs up. I also want to give you guys some insight on a huge event that's happening tonight at 7 p.m. over on Whatnot. Tonight is our May the 4th Star Wars Day Grand Finale stream, where you guys can actually purchase what we have left. We only have a few of these left. Our collections are built on Hope t-shirt. We also have our exclusive Star Wars Weekend pucks that are inspired by Andor and the Rebellion. And we have our exclusive Sith and Jedi Alex stickers, as well as hundreds of other Star Wars items that are all starting off at just $1. We are using all the funds from this weekend's Star Wars event to finish off the renovations here in the Funko studio and in our up-and-coming Lego studio for our up-and-coming second channel, aka Slapshot Bricks. Now, to commemorate all the support that we've received over the last few days, which has just been off the charts, we are going to be doing a ton of big giveaways tonight. We actually just hit 30,000 followers on Whatnot as well. So as promised, we're going to be doing an extra big giveaway just for that. However, I want to entice all you guys to come over and sign up for Whatnot if you haven't done so already, using the link down in the description below, because you'll get $15 off your very first purchase. However, don't come over and buy anything. Seriously, come over and hang out in the chat. We have a great time. We're going to be talking Star Wars all night long. And one of the big giveaways that we're going to be doing tonight is one that I got special permission to do from Joanna. She gave me the go-ahead, and I'm super grateful for her to do that because she's the CEO. She's in charge around here. It's no secret. I happen to have an extra Ghost and Phantom 2 Lego set that we're going to be giving away completely free tonight. No strings attached. We pay for shipping and everything. So come on over, 7 p.m. Eastern. Bookmark the stream if you haven't done so already. It's going to be a great time. Let's get back to the tour. So coming back up to the top shelf, I removed the front layer of pops. Back here, I actually have the large font Chewbacca and then the Spirit glow-in-the-dark Yoda. So those are the only two that I have behind there. The only one that I have back here is the blue box R2-D2. I don't have any pops behind here. And then on this bottom shelf from Rogue One, we've got K2SO, Captain Cassian Andor, B2 Emo, Cassian Andor from his series, L3 from the Solo movie, Lando's droid. Then we got the Range Trooper, another trooper variant that I absolutely love. These guys are like the Snowtrooper Delta Force. These guys are crazy badasses, and they protect the Empire's most prized elements and resources. Saw them in the Solo movie, and they were ruthless. We also have the Reva Third Sister from the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, as well as the Con Sticker Purge Trooper. Those guys are awesome too. They were going after all the Jedi post Order 66. And then we have the newer, updated version of Boba Fett from his series. So that is the first shelf. And now we're going to be moving into the second shelf. So starting up here with the sodas, we've got the Chase Jawa with the blaster, common Jawa, and then a custom flocked Jawa that was actually sent over to us for our collection as a gift. So thank you guys once again so much for that. Then we have the C-3PO common, C-3PO Chase with his red arm, metallic Padme Amidala Chase, as well as the pearl metallic Chase Stormtrooper and the common Stormtrooper. And now we're going to get into the pops. So this area of my collection features the Clone Wars as well as the Gaming Grades pops. Then we have Rebels, moving on into the Mandalorian. And then down there is Bad Batch. What else do we have? Some other miscellaneous ones that I just didn't really have a home for. So here we go. Let's start off with some epic ones. We've got Clone Commander Cody, Walgreens exclusive, still the only one that they've ever made. And it actually features a little Emperor hologram telling him to execute Order 66. Then we have one of my personal favorites, arguably the best Star Wars pop of all time, the 2018 New York Comic-Con, Captain Rex. They did such a good job with this pop. He's got the tick marks on the side of his helmet. He's got his dual blasters, the comma. It's just everything all about it. It just looks so good. Up here, we've got the Con Sticker 442nd Clone Trooper from Star Wars Celebration 2017. Another great Clone Trooper variant. And then right here, we have another special autograph pop. This is the Clone Wars Rosario Dawson signed Ahsoka. And it actually has a dual inscription. I'll see if I can carefully slide this out. She wrote on there, his name is Grogu, which if you guys remember from The Mandalorian Season 2, thanks to Ahsoka, we actually found out Grogu's name. So big shout out to Randy. Once again, thank you so much for sending this over for my collection. I still can't believe I have this pop. Up next, we got the Clone Wars Anakin Skywalker, as well as the Clone Wars General Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now moving into some gaming greats pops, we got the GameStop exclusive Shadow Trooper. Love that one. The Jet Clone Trooper, GameStop exclusive, another awesome one. Then we've got the 2 Delta Squad clone commandos that Funko has made so far. We've got Fixer, who's second in command, to Boss. And Boss actually glows in the dark. The glow isn't anything to write home about. This is actually the EB Games exclusive one from Canada, but would love to see the other 2 members of Delta Squad actually be made into pops. So hopefully Funko has plans to give us Scorch and Sev at some point. Then we've got the beautiful Arc Umbra Trooper, love that variant, as well as the 13th Battalion Clone Trooper. So what an epic shelf right there. I never get tired of seeing that since I put it up a couple weeks ago. All right, now moving into the highly sought after Rebels line. We have Chopper, as well as a precious gem in my collection that I will sincerely treasure forever. This is the Hot Topic Rebels Ahsoka, signed by the voice of Ahsoka, Ashley Eckstein. If you guys recall, last year at New York Comic-Con, we actually got sponsored by $7 a pop, which was amazing. A thrill of an experience from start to finish. And I was lucky enough not only to meet Ashley Eckstein in person, we got to have a little chat. And on top of that, she autographed this pop right in front of me. It was just truly unbelievable. So once again, shout out to Lee and all the other great people at $7 a pop. You guys were truly amazing. Jason, Atsuko, I just can't thank you guys enough. Up next, we've got Hera. You can't have the Rebels crew without Hera. Then we've got her boo, Kanan, who unfortunately is no longer with us in the Star Wars universe, voiced by Freddie Prinze Jr. We did get a nice little callback to Kanan in Ahsoka Season 1, but this is the only Kanan that Funko's ever made, so not sure if they're ever going to make another one. A blind Kanan would be cool. We've got young Ezra from Season 1 of Rebels, as well as Zeb. They did make another Zeb, but I think this is by far the best Zeb that they've ever come out with. Up here, we got the Smuggler's Bounty Old Man Captain Rex. Would love to see Tamara Morrison actually play an older version of Captain Rex in the Star Wars universe at some point in live action. Then we have another beautiful autograph pop that was recently gifted to me by Randy. Once again, Randy is a true friend, and I just am so lucky for his friendship and to have him in my life. We got the Box Lunch exclusive Natasha Bordizzo signed Sabine Wren. So cool. Then we've got the Walmart exclusive Inquisitor, Smuggler's Bounty Darth Maul, Walmart exclusive Fifth Brother. That's very tough to find with the Walmart sticker. And then the original 2017 Galactic Convention Grand Admiral Thrawn. And now, this is one of the few Star Wars Celebration exclusives where I don't have the con sticker. It's a heavily faked con sticker pop, so I've been very careful and elected not to pull the trigger on one just because I don't want to spend $500-$600 on a fake one. It's very tough to find an accurate sticker with those. All right, moving on down here to my middle shelf with the rides. We got the N1 Starfighter with little Grogu in the back. Love that. Then we have Boba Fett and Fennec on the throne. Mando and Grogu walking through the desert here in the nice little TV moment. And then the Biker Scout Trooper. I thought that was a perfect one to put, especially since Mando had some run-ins with the Biker Scouts in Mando Season 1. Then we have the Mandalorian Pops. So amazing set right here. Absolutely love the Mandalorian Pops. We got the No Stripes, Death Watch, Jetpack Mandalorian, as well as the heavy infantry Mandalorian. Then we have the armor, love her character, as well as the Mandalorian in jetpack mode with the child. Here we have the Target exclusive glow-in-the-dark Moff Gideon, glow-in-the-dark hooded Luke Skywalker. Man, that was epic. At the end of The Mandalorian Season 2, what a finale that was, to see Luke Skywalker show up and just slice up all those Dark Troopers like butter. Up next, we have the Chase Unmasked Bo-Katan. This was actually recently gifted to me by Wade with this beautiful custom Bo-Katan box art. Absolutely love it. Then down here, we have another one that was gifted to me. That's why I say I have an incredible collection because of this community. I have a Glow Chase, custom Glow Chase, Incinerator Stormtrooper, and the glow is just so cool. Up next, we have the Con Sticker Tusken Raider or Dune Sea Survivor Boba Fett, as well as another one that I am just truly humbled and honored to have, courtesy of Randy. He likes to go to a lot of cons. The Walmart exclusive Unmasked Metallic Boba Fett, signed by Tamara Morrison himself. Just absolutely unbelievable. Then we have the D23 Mando. That's a big one. Very hard to get with an authentic sticker, as well as the Action Pose NYCC Mandalorian with the official con sticker. Once again, another very heavily faked pop. And as a result, these pops, according to HobbyDB or Pop Price Guide, are valued at far less than what I would actually value them at. I would say easily $1,000 pop, easily a $500-$600 pop, but just there's so many fakes on the market now. They've driven down the value with all those inaccurately captured sales. It's a bummer. All right, moving on down here. We've got the Jedi Knight Revan, as well as Darth Revan, super cool character. There's a lot of people vying for Keanu Reeves to play Revan in the Star Wars universe. That would be so cool. Then we have M5R3. So these are like my random assortment pops, and then I have Bad Batch over here. We got the animated Boba Fett with the pulse rifle, as well as my favorite, or one of my favorite Boba Fett's, the blackout armor Boba Fett, like the stealth Boba Fett, with the con sticker from Emerald City Comic Con a couple years ago. And then I actually have this really unique piece. This has got to be, oh, he needs a better hard stack than this. Got a little scratch up during the move. We got the San Francisco Giants Mandalorian. This was actually gifted to me by Wayne. So thank you so much, Wayne. He actually went to this game, and that's such a cool sticker too. It says Star Wars Day and everything. He went to this game and actually picked up an extra one of these for me, and I'm still very grateful to him. There is a San Francisco Giants C-3PO, as well as a San Francisco Giants BB-8 that I need to grab at some point. Then we have the Crosshair, the Camino version from the Bad Batch. Love him, as well as Hunter. For whatever reason, they only did these two characters with the pin and not the rest of the squad. Then we have Tech, Target exclusive Omega, original Cad Bane from 2018 San Diego Comic-Con, and Cad Bane with Toto 360 from New York Comic-Con. And this was actually a gift from my good friend Wasatch Pop. If you guys are not following him, make sure to subscribe to him because he was kind enough to hook me up with this pop. So that is the front layer of shelf number 2, and now we got to pull it back. So unlike my blue box collection where I have a lot of pops that I still need to track down, I'm actually near complete with my Clone Wars pops, as well as all the Rebels pops, and even the Mandalorian pops. So we're going to start out up here. We got the Mandalorian Super Commando, pretty cool Mandalorian variant. Then we have the 332nd Trooper from the Clone Wars. Right here we have Darth Maul with the Darksaber, as well as one that was a very exciting release on the Funko Shop, the Funko Shop exclusive Phase 1 501st Clone Trooper. Right here, we got the beautiful Pong Krell versus Captain Rex 2-pack. A great one to get because it's our first and only Pong Krell to date. And if you don't have the super expensive original Captain Rex, this is a good alternative for those of you guys on a budget. Here we have a custom 332nd Clone Trooper. We were vying for a 332nd Clone Trooper for a while, and my good friend Roby-Wan Kenobi, you guys should go give him a follow on Instagram. Great Star Wars content creator and fan. He actually sent this one over to me as a gift a couple years back. Ironically, like 2 months before the official 332nd was rumored to be coming out. Here we have the EB Games hooded Yoda. Right here we have the Imperial Rocket Trooper. That's another great trooper variant from the Gaming Greats line. Right here we have the Darth Maul vs. Pre-Vizsla 2-pack, our only Pre-Vizsla that we've ever gotten. And he's got the Darksaber, and he's in jetpack mode, which is super cool. I feel like that's a pop people don't realize is, amazing, because maybe they haven't seen all the Clone Wars or don't know all the history behind the lore, but such a great one. Then we've got Obi-Wan Kenobi in his Mandalorian armor from that episode from the Clone Wars, great little arc. Then we have the masked Chase Iden Versio from the, was this another Gaming Greats line? Pop, absolutely amazing. Love how they did that. Then we have the EB Games harder sticker variant to get of the Purge Trooper from Jedi Fallen Order. And then we have easily the best one from the Jedi Fallen Order line. Cal Kestis, the only one they've ever made with the little BD-1 droid. If you guys haven't played the game or seen any of the footage, BD-1 likes to hang out on the back of Cal Kestis. Just such a great pop. So some real good ones just chilling back here, unfortunately, on the first shelf. I say unfortunate because I would love to see them every day, but it's hard to pick which ones to bring up front. Right here, we've got the Walgreens exclusive Mass Sabine, as well as the LA Comic-Con holographic Ahsoka, and that one has an incredible glow. Right here, we have two of the Power of the Galaxy pops with Sabine Wren, as well as the White Cloak Ahsoka. Love that. Now we're going to move into my Ahsoka pops from Season 1. We've got Morgan Elsbeth. Would love to see her get an updated pop, maybe with the Blade of Talzin. And then we have the Entertainment Earth exclusive Captain Enoch. I feel like that's going to be a pop that shoots up a little bit in value because I feel like Enoch is going to be a very critical character moving forward as Thrawn's right-hand man. Then we have both of the Night Trooper variants. Bring out all the Night Troopers. I want to see a Night Death Trooper. That would be so cool as well. Here is Baylan Skoll. Unfortunately, we lost Ray Stevenson, but thankfully we have Rory McCann taking over the role of Baylan Skoll, moving into Ahsoka Season 2. I think he's going to do a phenomenal job. I think it's also really special to note that Rory McCann was actually good friends with Ray Stevenson in real life, so I have high hopes for the continuation of the Baylan Skoll storyline. Then we have Shin Hati to go along with Baylan Skoll. And then here is the rest of my Rebels pops. We got the Walmart Seventh Sister, the Imperial Disguised Chopper from Star Wars Celebration 2017, Ezra Bridger with the Loath Cat, our first ever Loath Cat in Funko form, and then we got the Imperial Super Commando. So that is the second shelf. Moving on down here to the Mandalorian pops. We've got IG-11 with the Child, GameStop exclusive. That was from the t-shirt bundle. Then we have the Covert Mandalorian. Love her helmet. I think that's a woman. I don't want to assume, but I think that Mandalorian is supposed to be a woman. We have the EB Games Two Stripes Death Watch. Love the Death Watch Mandos. Casca Reeves, Mudhorn Battle Mandalorian, Mandalorian Guard. I'm a huge fan of all the different Mandalorian variants, in case you couldn't tell. Target exclusive Flamethrowing Mandalorian, Chase, Unmasked Cobb Vanth. You can't go wrong with Cobb Vanth. I mean, he's got the best hair in the galaxy. Timothy Olyphant did an amazing job portraying the character. Then we've got Cara Dune, unfortunately no longer in Star Wars. Then we got the No Stripes Death Watch Mando, GameStop exclusive. Also from the t-shirt bundle, this Moff Gideon is so cool. Moff Gideon with his armor and the Electron staff, or I forget what they refer to that as. Such a cool weapon. Then we have the Remnant Stormtrooper. I thought I had the Praetorian Guard somewhere. I must have misplaced it in another bucket. Then we've got the Dark Trooper. And then the only two pops down here that were actually behind all of these were the two Visions pops that I own, which are actually gifts from my good friend Travis. So thank you to Travis. Got the Target exclusive Glow AM and the Target exclusive Glow Kari. And thanks to Star Wars Celebration in Japan a couple weeks back, we found out that we are getting a Visions Season 2. So that was everything in the middle shelf. And now it's time to move on to the final shelf and get excited because I have a complete Star Wars Freddy collection. Now I say complete, but I actually just remembered that I still don't have the regular Clone Wars Anakin Freddy as well as the holographic Anakin Freddy. At some point, I will definitely grab those for my collection. They've just been a little bit out of the budget, especially last year with buying the house and all the renovations we've been doing this year. But one day, I will have them. I like having things to chase. Sometimes when you don't get everything all at once and you save up and you work for something and then you eventually get it, it's very special and it feels really good when you finally do obtain the item that you're trying to get for your collection. Once again, collections are built on hope. But now taking a look at these Star Wars Freddys that I do happen to own, I think I have some pretty nice ones. So right here, we have the 4,000 piece Freddy Funko as the Mandalorian, as well as Freddy Funko as Chewbacca. Only 600 pieces. I don't mean to knock this one, But I feel like one of the biggest missed opportunities for Funko in recent years was not making Chewie flocked and not making his face brown like Chewbacca. I mean, they did it for C-3PO as well as Yoda, where they made, Freddy's face green like Yoda. They made Freddy's face the, golden bronze tint for C-3PO, but they just kind of dropped the ball on the mold for Freddy as C-3PO. But who am I kidding? Funko's still laughing at me because I still bought this one. And I bought it on the aftermarket. Here we have the 450-piece Freddy as Yoda, the 520-piece, what a weird number, Freddy Funko's C-3PO. Be very careful. This one is also heavily faked nowadays. As a result, it's driven down the perceived value, but this one is still a very tough pop to get if you have an authentic one. Then we have an extremely rare Freddy here, the 96-piece 2012 San Diego Comic-Con 501st Clone Trooper Freddy, and he actually doesn't have a crown, which is pretty crazy considering the cutout on the front of the box has the crown, but he himself does not have a crown. It's a very old Freddy. Then we have the 200-piece Freddy Funko as Poe Dameron X-Wing pilot. Some people think that this is the Luke Skywalker Freddy, but it is not. This is the Poe Dameron, not Luke Skywalker. Then we have my personal favorite pop in my entire collection, which I think is saying something because we have over 2,000 pops. Freddy Funko as Boba Fett, 196 pieces. Just such a good one. They did a really good job. They captured his armor. I love the green hair. He's got the blaster. This was my ultimate grail for a long time, and I'm so lucky to have it in the collection. Then we have the 400-piece Freddy Funko as Kylo Ren. This is another very special pop to me because this was actually gifted to me by several members of the community. They all came together and they gifted myself as well as the other members of Pop Force 1 a very special item. This was the item that I got, 2,000-piece glow-in-the-dark Freddy as Darth Maul, and I'm still so grateful. Like, I truly have, once again, an amazing collection, most of which I worked for, went out and found, but some pieces are just truly extra special because of the people who gifted them to me, and I'm so grateful for everything. You guys have changed my life. Then we have the 2,000-piece Freddy Funko as Stormtrooper, Han Solo Freddy right here, 3,000 pieces, and then Freddy Funko as Luke Skywalker with Grogu. So I've got some great ones. I'll get those two Anakins at some point down the road. And speaking of Anakin, as we now move into some prequel trilogy pops, we've got Anakin with his two lightsabers here from 2022 New York Comic Con. Need to upgrade this one to the con sticker at some point, but the con sticker is actually very expensive. Shared sticker is not too shabby either, so it just shows you there is a lot of demand for prequel pops. Then we have the Geonosis Arena Padme Amidala from Emerald City Comic Con 2018. Right here, we have the only Mace Windu that's currently available. There's another one coming, as we just found out a couple days ago, which is very exciting. Here's the Walgreens one, still going to be the only Mace with his lightsaber, though. And then we have the hooded Obi-Wan Kenobi, very reminiscent of his fight with Jango Fett on the platforms of Kamino. And then right here, we have in jetpack mode, in my opinion, the best Jango Fett that money can buy in Funko Pop form. Then we have the Smuggler's Bounty Count Dooku. Would love to see an updated version of Count Dooku, maybe a younger version, like from the Tales of the Jedi animated short series. Then we have the best General Grievous Hot Topic exclusive from Episode 3 with his 4 lightsabers. And going up against the Hello There Smuggler's Bounty Obi-Wan Kenobi. Had to put those two on top of one another. Right here, we have the only Ayla Secura that Funko has ever made. You gotta have her, even though I feel like she's most famously only remembered for her epic death on Felucia, thanks to Commander Bly and the rest of those 327 Star Corps troopers that I think are still shooting her body to this day. Here we have the Walgreens exclusive Sith Eyes Anakin Skywalker, 2,000-piece Qui-Gon Jinn from 2016 New York Comic Con, as well as the holographic Qui-Gon Jinn glow-in-the-dark from 2017 Celebration. Down here, I've got 2 sequel rides, because I got the sequel trilogy pops down there. Kylo Ren in his TIE Silencer, and then Poe Dameron in his X-Wing, which I think is a fantastic little X-Wing ride. Over here, I've got Boba with Han Solo and Carbonite. Doesn't really fit here, I just didn't really have a place for him yet. Down here, as we move into some original trilogy pops, we got the Jabba Skiff Smuggler's Bounty R2-D2, the Diamond R2-D2, which personally I'm not the biggest fan of, but Joanna really likes it, so we're going to keep it in the collection for her. Then we got the Smuggler's Bounty Jetpack Boba Fett, the very expensive, very hard to find what was the piece count on this one again? 3,000 piece, as some refer to it as the Globy one, Celebration exclusive. Now, this one was a little complicated to get. I did not get selected. I had to end up just buying this on the aftermarket, but they did a raffle sort of system for people who were selected to actually purchase this pop in 2020 because we had the pandemic and Celebration was canceled. It was very complicated. Here we have the Muddy R2-D2 from Dagobah, as well as the Funko Shop exclusive Darth Vader. This was actually a May the 4th drop from 2021. Would have been so cool if they put a May the 4th sticker on there or some sort of fun indication to commemorate May the 4th, but they did not. Here we have the 40th anniversary sticker, as well as the Celebration sticker, Han Solo with his blaster. Down here, we have Leia from that same Celebration in her Hoth outfit. Then we have the Con sticker, Sand Trooper. Love my troopers, gotta have every single variant. As well as the Celebration hooded Luke Skywalker. That was a great year. Look at those great pops we got from Star Wars Celebration 2017. Coming on down here, we got the Rainbow Diamond BB-8. That was actually a gift from our good friend, Other Randy, Iron Mule Pops, so big shout out to him. Then we have the San Diego Comic-Con official sticker Han Solo from The Force Awakens with Chewie's bowcaster. Then we have Finn as the Stormtrooper, FN2199, who hated Finn. They had that epic battle scene in The Force Awakens, and then FN2199 was actually about to kill Finn before Han Solo actually jumped in and shot FN2199 to death, if you guys remember that, with Chewie's bowcaster. So I thought it was kind of appropriate to put them side by side. Then we have the First Order Executioner, Con sticker BB-8. That is my favorite BB-8 that Funko has ever made, with the little thumbs up lighter. BB-9E, the Sith Jet Trooper. This is actually another very special pop. This pop was actually gifted to me way back in 2020 from our good friend Teresa, who's actually here for the next few days helping us out with our Star Wars event on Whatnot. So really, truly a full circle moment. So grateful to have Teresa as a friend. She has done so much for Joanna and myself, and I still have this pop to this day. Then we have the Con sticker, very hard to get, pre-release Sith Trooper. They were supposed to release this as a regular pop. They never did. Then we have the holographic Kylo Ren that came in the t-shirt bundle. And then another big gift from our good friend Jason. This was actually my birthday present from last year from him. Totally unnecessary, but he was super kind, went all out and got me the Lights and Sound Kylo Ren. It's actually signed and authenticated by Adam Driver. So truly amazing to have another great autograph in the collection. I don't think there's many pops behind this layer, but I'm going to pull them back really quick and finish off the tour. All right, just a few more to show off here to round out the collection. I also realized I'm missing a few characters, so there's definitely a bin or two still in the garage with more Star Wars pops. So hopefully next year's collection will be, a collection tour will be even better. But we've got the Walgreens exclusive Kit Fisto, as well as the Smuggler's Bounty unfinished C-3PO. That's such a great one with all the detailing. Here is a very unique piece. A collaboration between my two favorite companies of all time, Funko and Lego. This is the Play and Collect Jango Fett with the, which game was this? The Star Wars The Clone Wars game as well. And I have never played this game. I'm sure it's a great time, but I just really enjoy this multi-pack too much to open it up. So I've seen companies actually release special protectors for it, and this Jango Fett is actually exclusive to this bundle. I've also seen other people buy this pack, take out the pop, and put it in a custom box. I really enjoy it the way it is. I think they did a great job. I mean, you got Obi-Wan and Anakin in minifig form. There's some clone troopers running around. You got Captain Rex on the front. It looks like AAT is on there as well. It's just such a cool item, and I love Lego and Funko, so it's literally perfect for me. Then we have the holographic Darth Maul. That glow is insane. Blue Senate Guard from 2016 Star Wars Celebration. Hooded Darth Maul from Star Wars Celebration 2019. And then we have the Utapau 3-pack with Tarful, the Unhooded Emperor, and the 212th Clone Trooper. Only way that you can get the 212th Trooper. It's also the only way that you can get Tarful in your collection. Chief Tarful there. Down here, this is the last two pops that I actually have. We've got the Endor Force Ghost 3-pack, as well as the Sand Trooper comic cover. I actually would really love to hang this up on the wall somewhere. That's a project for another day. So that rounds out the collection. I'm really proud of what I have, but let me give you my final thoughts. All right, guys, so you'll have to let me know down in the comment section below, out of all the items that you saw in my Star Wars collection, Which one was your favorite? I would love to hear your thoughts. Are you chasing any of the items that you saw for your collection? I do have quite a few items that are missing compared to last year's collection tour, specifically a lot of the bigger pops, and we did end up selling off some of the bigger pops that I knew I could get back pretty easily because of all the moving last year. We actually moved from Boston to New Jersey last year with 3 trucks, and one of the trucks was just completely full of our Funko collection. So we really had to slim things down a little bit, as most people do when they have to move. But thankfully, we are in our forever home. We got plenty of space. As you guys saw, there's plenty of room on these shelves to expand the collection once again. And that's what I'm going to be doing here on the channel over the next few years when I go to pop stores and flea markets and Comic-Cons and toy shows. I'm going to be on the lookout for those Star Wars items that I need to fill in the missing spots to my collection. And on top of that, Funko is continuing to release some really great figures that I'm excited to grab. So I'm going to have a lot of fun over the next few years, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. If you enjoyed the video, once again, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you're new. As always, thank you so much for watching. Don't stop shooting until you score. May the Force be with you, and we hope to see you tonight.